Craig Hagin lived a double life. While he stood on stage at Rhema Bible Church preaching about faith and living for God, he was allegedly involved with prostitutes, struggling with sex addiction, and hiding a secret life from his own wife and the church leadership. This is not just another pastor who made a mistake. Craig Hagin, the grandson of Kenneth E. Hagin and former chief operating officer of Rhema Bible Church, has been removed from all ministry leadership after his own father made the painful decision to fire him. In March 2026, Craig and his wife Mia were arrested after authorities found around 25 animals living in terrible conditions inside their home. Then came the divorce, and now Rhema Bible Church has publicly cut all ties with him after receiving documented evidence of serious misconduct. In this video, we're going to expose the double life Craig Hagin was allegedly living and how it eventually destroyed everything around him. For years, Craig Hagin was seen as a rising leader in the Word of Faith movement. As the grandson of Kenneth E. Hagin, he held the high position of Chief Operating Officer at Rhema Bible Church. He preached on stage and was trusted with major responsibilities in the ministry. On the outside, he looked like a solid Christian leader. But according to Rhema's official statement, Craig was living a completely different life behind closed doors. In their letter to the Rhema family, Kenneth Hagin Jr. and his wife Lynette revealed that they received documented evidence of Craig's conduct that was wholly inconsistent with the standards we hold for those in ministry leadership. They described what they saw as both shocking and devastating, not only as leaders of the ministry, but as his parents. They also admitted that this was not the first time serious questions about Craig's personal conduct had been raised. They had previously counseled Craig and Mia about problems in their marriage. Craig had assured them that the issues were resolved. However, they later discovered that Craig had lied to them. In the letter, they wrote clearly, "He denied them. We believed our son, and we now know that in doing so, we were deceived by him." They further stated that Craig had been living a double life and had deceived not only his wife and family, but also his parents, his sister, his brother-in-law, the ministry, and the people who trusted him. They wrote, "He hid this from us. He was living a double life, and in doing so, Craig deceived not only his wife and his family, but also Lynette and me, his sister and brother-in-law, Denise and Don Burns, his ministry, and the people who trusted him." This is a very strong admission coming directly from his own father. It shows that Craig was not just struggling privately, he was actively hiding his behavior and lying to the people who gave him a position of leadership. While Craig was hiding this double life, things eventually started coming out in public. That's what we'll talk about next. The divorce and the double life. Around the same time, Craig and Mia Hagin's marriage was falling apart. According to Rhema's statement, church leaders had already been counseling Craig and Mia about serious problems in their marriage. Craig had told them that the issues were being resolved. However, they later discovered that this was not true. Reports indicate that Craig and Mia are now heading for divorce. The collapse of their marriage appears to be connected to years of hidden struggles. There have been allegations that Craig was involved with prostitutes and that he was struggling with sex addiction. Some sources have claimed that attempts were made to cover up his behavior from his wife and the church. When a leader lives a double life for years, preaching one message while hiding major issues in private, it eventually destroys everything around them. In Craig's case, it led to the loss of his marriage, his reputation, and his position in the ministry. The fact that Craig lied to his own parents and leadership about his marriage problems shows how deep the deception went. He was not only living a double life, but was also actively misleading the people who trusted him the most. While Craig's personal life was collapsing, Rhema leadership was also making a major decision about his future in the ministry. That's what we'll get into next. Rhema removes Craig Hagin, his own father kicks him out. And recently, Rhema Bible Church made a shocking decision. They completely removed Craig Hagin from his position as Chief Operating Officer and stripped him of all ministry leadership roles. What made this decision even more painful was who made it. Rhema Bible Church was started by Craig's grandfather, Kenneth E. Hagin. After his death, leadership passed to Craig's father, Kenneth Hagin Jr. Now, the same father had to make the difficult decision to remove his own son from the ministry his father built. In their official letter, Kenneth Hagin Jr. and Lynette wrote that when they returned from overseas ministry travel, they were presented with documented evidence of Craig's conduct that was shocking and devastating. They said Craig had been living a life they did not see, and that it was conduct they could not imagine he was capable of. They admitted that Craig had deceived them. He had lied when asked directly about concerns regarding his behavior. Because of this, they were forced to act. They wrote, "The documented evidence we received and reviewed upon our return from our international trip was evidence Denise received a few weeks earlier during our absence. This evidence made it clear that Craig had been living a life we did not see. It was conduct we could not reconcile with the son and the leader we believed him to be, and frankly, conduct we could not imagine he was capable of." In simple words, Kenneth Hagin Jr. fired his own son from the ministry. Craig didn't just lose a job, he lost his position in the very ministry his grandfather started and his father leads, all because of the double life he was allegedly living behind the scenes. This situation raises some very serious questions about accountability in family ministry. Craig Hagin's story is a painful example of what happens when someone in ministry lives a double life for years. He was the grandson of Kenneth E. Hagin. He held a high position at Rhema. He preached on stage. But behind closed doors, he was allegedly living a completely different life, one that eventually led to the mistreatment of animals, divorce, and being removed from leadership by his own father. In their letter, his parents were very clear. They said Craig had been living a double life and had deceived not only his wife, but also his parents and the ministry. They stated that love does not require them to stay silent about what happened. They wrote, "We are Craig's parents. We love him. We will always love him. We continue to pray for his repentance, for his healing, and for the restoration of his soul before God. But love does not require us to be silent about what happens." So it says, this case raises some serious questions. How many other leaders in big ministries are living double lives while standing on stage every week? How long can someone hide their real struggles before everything comes crashing down? And what does it say about accountability when even family ministries are forced to remove their own relatives because of hidden behavior? Craig Hagin didn't just lose his position, he lost his marriage, his reputation, and his place in the ministry his grandfather built. What do you think about this situation? Do you believe Craig Hagin's removal from leadership was justified? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll continue covering stories like this because truth and accountability matter. Thanks for watching. God bless you.